one. The reason is Creon and his plot against my throne.
But can you prove a plot?
He says that I, Oedipus, bear the guilt of Laius' death.
How does he justify this charge?
He does not stain his own lips by saying it. No, he uses that false prophet to speak for him.
Then you can exonerate yourself because no mortal has no power of divination. And I can prove it. An oracle came to Laius once from the Pythian priests. I'll not say from Apollo himself that he would die at the hands of his own child, his child and mine. Yet the story which we heard was that robbers murdered Laius in a place where three roads meet. As for the child, when he was 3 days old, Laius drove pins into his ankles and handed him to someone to cast upon a deserted mountain path to die. And so Apollo's prophecy was unfulfilled. The child did not kill his father, and Laius' fears were unfulfilled. He did not die by the hand of his child. Yet these have been the prophecies. You need not give them any credence, for the God will reveal what he wants.
Jocasta, my heart is troubled at your words. Suddenly my thoughts are wandering, disturbed.
Honey, what is it? What makes you so frightened?
Your statement that Laius was murdered in a place where three roads meet. Isn't that what you said?
Yes, sweetheart. That was the story then. This is the story now.
Where is this place where three roads meet?
In the land called Phocis, where the roads from Delphi and from Dalia converge.
How long a time has passed since then?
We heard it shortly before you came.
Oh God, what have you planned for me?
What is it, Oedipus? What frightened you?
Do not ask me, do not ask, just tell me, what was Laius like? How old was he?
He was tall, and his hair was lightly cast with silver tones. The contour of his body was much like yours.
Oh God, am I cursed, and cannot see it?
What is it, Oedipus? You frighten me.
It cannot be, that the prophet sees. Tell me one more thing.
You frighten me, my lord, but I will try to tell you what I know.
Who traveled with the king? Was he alone? Was there a guide? An escort? A few? Many?
There were 5. One of them a herald, and a carriage in which Laius rode.
Oh God, I see it all now! Jocasta, who told you this?
A servant, the only one who returned alive.
Is he here now, in your house?
No. When he came back and saw you were ruling where once his master was, he pleaded with me, begged me, to send him to the fields to tend the flocks, far from the city. And so I did. He was a good servant, and I would have granted him more than that, if he had asked.
Could we arrange to have him here, now?
Yes, but what do you want with him?
I am afraid, Jocasta. I have said too much, and now I have to see him.
Then he shall be brought. But I, too, must know the cause of your distress. I have the right to know.
Yes, you have that right, and I must tell you now. You, more than anyone, will have to know what I am going through. My father from Polybus of Corinth, my mother of Dor and Merope. I was held in high regard in Corinth until something strange occurred. Something uncanny and strange, although I might have given it too much concern. There was a man dining with us one day who had far too much wine and shouted at me, half drunk and shouting that I was not rightly called my father's son. I could barely endure the rest of that day, and on the next I went to my parents and questioned them. They were enraged at the remark. I felt relieved at their response, but still this thing kept gnawing at my heart, and it was spread about in vulgar whispers. And then, without my parents' knowledge, I went to Delphi. But Apollo did not say what I had gone to hear. Instead, he answered questions I had not asked, a tone of horror and misery beyond belief. How I would know my mother's bed and bring to the world a race of children too terrible for men to see and cause the death of my own father. I trembled at those words and fled from Corinth, as far as never see that infamous prophecy fulfilled. And as I traveled, I came to that place where you say the king was murdered. This is the truth, Jocasta. I was in that place where the three roads meet. There was a herald leading a carriage drawn by horses, and a man riding in the carriage, just as you described. The man in front and the old one ordered me out of the cab. I refused. The driver pushed. In anger, I struck him. The old man silently reached for his lash and waited till I had passed. Then he struck me on the head, but he paid. Oh, yes, he paid. He lost his balance and fell from the carriage, and as he lay there helpless on his back, I killed him. I killed them all!
Your words frighten us, my lord, but you must have hope until you hear the story from the man who saw.
Yes. Hope. My only hope is waiting for this shepherd.
Why? What do you hope to find with him?
This. If his story agrees with what you say, then I am safe.
What did it say that makes you sure of this?
You said he told of robbers, that robbers killed the king. If he still says robbers, then I am not the guilty one, because no man can talk of many when he means a single one. But if he names a single traveler, there will be no doubt the guilt is mine.
You can be sure that this was what he said, and he cannot deny it. The whole city heard him, not I alone. But even if he alters what he said before, he cannot prove that Laius met his death as it was prophesied. For Apollo said that he would die at the hand of a child, of mine. And as it happens, the child is dead. So prophecy is worthless. I wouldn't dignify it with a moment's thought.
You are right, but still, send someone for the shepherd now.
I shall. Immediately. I shall do what you ask, sweetheart. But now, let us go inside and make sweet, sweet love.